Hello everybody, Gail here, Shabby Cottage Studio. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, I appreciate you stopping by and I hope you hang around for a while. And if you're one of the lovelies that come back and visit me all the time, I appreciate you so very much. And I've got a new journal to share with you today. I've been wanting to do a journal with red for a very long time, and so finally I have a journal that has pops, lots of pops of red in it. And you can see that right on the cover with the red polka dot sari closure and this die cut. Sorry for the glare. There's a die cut there of some red florals. And let me untie this so you can see the whole thing without the ribbon in the way. What I did on this cover was I took pieces of, let me see if I can open this up. I took pieces of fabrics that I liked, just whatever spoke to me at the time I was looking at my fabrics. And I did some patchwork sewing of them. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but all of these little pieces have been sewn and worked together. So front and back. It is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and it's one signature. And I just dropped something out of a pocket. On the cover, you can see I've got a little saying up here, "Go with the heart," and some very pale florals. This actually was, it's a print by, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. I forgot to write this one down. I think it's Cheryl Francis Art. One of her prints. And what I did was I printed it on fabric and then I turned it so that actually what you're seeing here is the back of the flowers, because I wanted something just really, really pale up here. But I loved this design so much, I wanted to use that too. So that was my solution there. And then I just did a simple little collage of a fabric and an image and the die cut. This image is from Adamo Prints. And I have sewn around the image, put some ticking underneath. I raised it up a little bit. There's some spacers under this image, so I don't know if you can tell, it raises it off the surface just a little bit. I wanted it to not fade into the background, and then I just sewed on a little piece of, well, I didn't sew that on, I attached it with glue, of some fabric scrap that I had, excuse me. So that is the front of the cover. Also, I sewed around the edge of the whole cover in a black thread. I just wanted something that would stand out and tie in with the black on the image and the black in her scarf. And then I thought her red beaded necklace ties in with the reds in the background. So I will put that in when we get to that page. I've used most of this journal is chapter 1 images, and I've used quite a bit, I think, of my own Shabby Cottage Studio images. The red collage collection, I used a lot of that, and I used my new one, Neutrals, I think it's Variety Kit or Variety Neutral, something like that. But I also used a Sampool design image and Vintage Scraps Craft, an image from Raindrop Lila, her Old Soul kit, and I used one from Pixie Dust Files, and I used some images, well, backgrounds, I think, from Wild Rose Boho, and then I also used something from Souvenir de la France. Now, all those listings were just, here and there I used an image. Like I said, most of it is chapter 1, and then that's probably the bulk of the images in here. Anyway, let me stop talking and let's open a journal. I've got, when you open it up, I have got this lace sandwiched in between the outside of the front cover and the inside of the front cover. And what I did here was I took a vintage envelope and I just did a little collage with some lace and fabric scrap, some little lace up here, and I actually left the envelope itself open to be used as a pocket. There was a letter in the envelope, and I put it in this way because once I used the envelope as a pocket, I could put this in. This fit because it came from there. But I found that when you push it down in, it was a little more difficult to get it out. So, you know, I leave that to whoever gets this journal. But then, behind the envelope, I have made a pocket. And then put this very large journal card in, which I just love this image. And then here is the background. So this actually has 2 pockets. And then over here I took a small paper bag and I had this, and I'm not even sure where this came from, but this is a scrap that I had, and a couple of little watercolor doodles that I did. Back them with a little bit of pattern tissue paper. Made a pocket out of it. And then for this journal I created a couple of masterboards and cut them up. So there are a number of tags in this journal that are actually collaged, like this one. It's from one of the masterboards. I really like the way those cards turned out. I did some stitching around the edge of the card, put a tab on it, put some French textbook, antique French textbook on that edge. And then the back is for journaling, or if somebody wants to add something else to it, a picture or whatever. You could add another pocket to this. On this page, I made a large tag, and this is from one of my one of my collage sheets. I'm not sure if it's the red one or not. Nice journaling tag. And then I used some vintage lace for the pocket. And then this is chapter 1 background. And I'm not sure where this came from. This could be chapter 1. I just cut it out and used it up there. And there is a little rose gold clip there just to hold it. Over on this page, I have a large pocket here. And inside, I've put an authentic French document. And so you can see the background page. And then this pocket ends right down in here somewhere. What I did was I fussy cut this image out of the entire page. And that's what I made the pocket out of. Up here in the corner, I just used some, I don't know if you can see it on camera very well. I can see it. Some kind of shredded cheesecloth. And then this little label. And I think this is Sampool Designs. I think that's one of hers. So just tuck that in there. And then this is just one of my dyed papers and some more of that antique French book. On this page I used some lace to make like a corner pocket. And another little label. I have this, this is part of the masterboard cut up. Journaling tag, journaling card, whatever. And then, again, a collage tag with some chiffon ribbon. And tuck those both in there. On this page, I've just added some sari ribbon that I ruffled. I've got a tag tuck here. And this is a tag that has been collaged This was part of one of the master boards that I created. And just a little red ticking at top for a tab. And then this background is Wild Rose Boho. And I loved all the bits of reds and golds. It's kind of like a patchwork, and I thought that went with the patchwork cover as far as being a patchwork. This tag I made into a pocket. Added a little red sari silk. Tucked that tag in there, called it done. And then, let's see, flip this page. Here's the back of that patchwork red background. Up here, I just stamped one of Sampool Designs stamps. And this was just some ledger paper I aged. There's lots of room in here for writing and adding your own images. And of course, as with all my journals, all the tags and journal cards can be removed and replaced with your own. I love this page. This is chapter 1. And then on this page, the background is chapter 1, but the pocket is a Sampool design. And this is one of my favorites out of her collection. I'm trying to remember which one this came from, and right now I can't remember. Sorry. And then I added this tag with, again, this image that I don't know where it came from, and a seam binding ribbon. And then just some polka dot stained paper with a little French book page scrap up there. This is just a little cluster. It's attached to the page. It's not a tuck or anything. It's just for some interest on this page. And I had just taken some little pieces of fabric that I liked, you know, in the red families, and then added this little red label to it. There's a little piece of lace up here. And then on this page, this is another bag that I've made into a pocket. And this is one of my images. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not sure where it's from. It's from one of mine. You guys, I hope you understand. And then I just tucked this image inside. I'm not doing well on remembering today. This is a collaged tag. This is just some vintage wallpaper I have, a little piece of crocheted lace, French book page, and this image I believe is from the red collection, red collage collection. And then I added a little tab with an eyelet and a little piece of seam binding and tucked that into the bag. And on this page I just stamped with one of Sam's stamps and left it alone. So somebody could add a pocket, you could add an image, whatever you'd like. Here I did a little belly band and tucked in some antique French book page. This signature I kept together. You can see the holes from where it was bound in the book. And this is an antique ledger from a antique ledger book that I have. It's Boston, December 1857. I use this a lot. It was a huge, I mean thick, and I've used a lot of it, so it's going down. And I also used to sell some of this paper too, long time ago. So down here I put a little lace tuck, I would call it. It's not really a, I guess it could be a pocket, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so I just did that. So whatever's tucked in here could kind of catch it. Just if it's long enough, you could kind of just catch it down there so it doesn't fall through. Here's the other side of that ledger page, and then just a lace scrap that I had that I'm running out of this. I love it, and so I'm using every scrap that I have. Here's some more antique book page, some washi tape just to strengthen it. And then this is from the Neutrals Variety Kit that I have. Excuse me, and again, one of Sam's stamps down here. This is also from that Neutrals Variety Kit. Book page, French book page. And then we've got this image down in the corner just for a little interest on this page. It's one of my stained, coffee stain, tea stain papers. And then on this side, I have this page that I've backed it. I've put these two pieces together. Here I have a large pocket from the antique French book. And inside I did a collaged journal card. This is not from the masterboards that I created. This was just one that I created specifically for this journal card. Again, antique book page. This is from one of my kits, and this one of Sam's labels, and a little bit of polka dot brown netting behind it. And another little scrap, I'm not sure where it came from. Chapter 1. So just tuck that in there. And then this is the center of the journal. And over here I just have a sari silk that I ruffled. Pleated, ruffled, I don't know. Are they the same? I have no idea. Anyway, let's turn the page. Here I have a tuck, and inside I've put this guest check. And I just wanted to add a swan in here someplace. And I thought she was a beautiful image, and I thought she went well with these two pages together. So she's got pinks in there. Some more of the stained paper. That's the other side of the stained paper, and another one of Sam's stamps. Here. Okay. This is where the tag fell out of this journal card. This is one of the cards I made from the masterboard. This image is from Raindrop Lila. It's her Old Soul collection, and I love that, and I'm glad I finally got a chance to use it. I stitched her to this piece of red ticking and then added it to the collaged journal card. And let me show you up closer. This is the image. This is one of the images that I mentioned on the cover up here. So if this cover was right side up, it would be dark like this, and I didn't want it dark on the cover. This is another one of the images from the same kit from Cheryl Francis Art, and so I made a side tuck out of it. I printed all of those images on fabric. They were all on one page, so I just printed the whole thing on fabric. They're like narrow strips, horizontal strips, several on a page. So I just printed the whole page on fabric. All right, so I tucked that in there. A little rusted clip just to hold her safe. And then this is just the other side of the papers that you've seen. Here I added another corner pocket tuck. And this is an authentic postcard. Is there a date? 1909. And then here's the other side of that bag. I added a label at the bottom. And this is washi tape. I think it's Amity Bloom washi tape. And what do I have? Inside I just have this original postcard. Looks like it might be 1906. Yes, 1906. And so I just tucked that inside the bag. And then on this side, I did this little envelope pocket and did a little collage with some old lace, little antique button, and this is, I'm not sure where I got, that's one of Sam's stamps, and I stamped it on something. I don't know. What did I stamp it on? It's not fabric, so some kind of very thin paper. It could be, I bet it's tracing paper. And a little fabric there, and some scrim, and like I said, the antique lace. So made a pocket out of that. and tucked this journal card in there. Somebody could make a tag out of it if they want. This background, this is a tag from one of the Chapter 1 kits, and then I added the image of the lady there because I liked it. Here I did another belly band. And again, one of the collaged tags, journal cards. And then this is just an authentic piece of ephemera. I don't know how old it is. There's no dates on it. It's blank. It hasn't been written on. Let's see if I can tuck that back in there. So you've probably noticed by now, I have gone through and pulled a lot of images that have red in them. Because like I said, I wanted pops of red in this journal. Whoops. Make sure I got that right. Yes, okay, sorry. I thought I missed a page. So on this side, this is, again, one of the collage tags, and then I topped it with this image, and it's backed by some more paper. This is Pixie Dust Files. It says Keeper of Dreams, and I just loved the image of that young lady. And added a little tab at the top, and then tucked it into this little side tuck that I made. This is more of that stained polka dot paper. Here I folded it over, and up here some more antique French paper. This is some antique Italian paper. That tucks in there. And then what I did here was I took an envelope, window envelope, and collaged the outside of it, and put this, sorry for the glare, these are terrible, put this lady inside of the envelope. There's a little embossing scrap up here and a label on a little piece of lace, and it's a flip, so room for journaling, and this is pale enough somebody could journal on that. And I hinged it with some washi tape. Let me do this. Excuse my arm. I can't do this from this angle. Okay, I put this clip on there because when you turn the page, what you've got here is a fabric flip over a top tuck. Well, I should have just left it off, right? So I could show you. Hello. So there's that. And then under that I tucked some more. It's a French, I think it's from an old French magazine. Tuck that under there. And then another old 1908 vintage postcard. And then I clipped it so that when you turn the page, this doesn't go flying. On this side of that ledger page, another one of Sam's stamps, and then I just folded the edge over. I love that little stain of pink. Don't ask me why. Do you do that? Do you have just little sections of something and you love it? You don't know why? I mean, anybody who doesn't do junk journals would look at this and say, oh, that paper's stained, I need to throw it away, but I think it's beautiful. On this one, I did a ruffled netting. The lace, I mean, it comes this way. I did not do that. It comes that way. And then there's the other side of that Wild Rose boho background paper that I like. Another stamp from Sam. Love her stamps. I'm sorry Creative Expressions is going away. But such is life these days, right? So here's a pocket that I made out of a postcard image and just a piece of faux aged tape, a little collage of some French book page. Nope, I think it's Italian. And this is just a little image from something else that I tore out. And then I made a tag and added this sari silk polka dot ribbon and the image of this young girl. with her doll with the red striped dress and tucked some little trim underneath that and put that in the pocket, and then just a little journal card on top of that. Let's see. Oh, and this is the back page. Now what I did was, this is an envelope that I tucked full of things I didn't use in this kit because I pulled a lot. This background image is Souvenir de la France. And, you know, I've used her earlier and I've used her again because I just love this image. And I really apologize to whoever this image came from. I don't remember. My apologies. I've put some vintage lace under the edge of this, and then I added a strip of some of my watercolor doodles. And this is a vintage Italian page. I think it might have been either like an encyclopedia or maybe a dictionary, I'm not sure. And then on the back, I did a stencil in the background. And then I did a stamp of some roses. This is a Tim Holtz stamp on top of that. This, I believe, is from Ruby and Pearl XO. This is just part of the whole image. And I used that to tuck the envelope flap down into, like so. And I'm not going to show you every one that's in here, but let me just take them out so you can see. I have tucked in a lot of images. These up front are all beautiful women. And then I have just some leftover scraps and images I pulled I thought I was going to use and ended up not using. There's some embossed paper. So I tucked, oh, and there's another scrap. I tucked all of those into this envelope. Now if I can get them back. Okay. And this is kind of thick, so it makes the journal feel a little thick. So this be taken out and used for whatever. And then I've put a piece of trim down here for a pocket and did another large journaling card. And this is that image in the front of the journal where I cut this image out and made a pocket out of it. That's where that came from. And then I just printed this image on the back. Tuck that back in there. And then over here, this is the other half of that paper bag that's in the front of the journal. And again, I've just added some of my vintage wallpaper, a label, and some lace. Made a little pocket out of it and tucked a couple of images. These are from one of my kits. I've got more of my stuff in here than I thought. And so I just tucked those in there. And then on the back, some more of that Italian dictionary or whatever it was. And just a Tim Holtz stamp that I stamped in this color ink and put that on top of it. And then this is the very inside back cover. And what I did was I took, see if you can see, I embossed. I had some cardstock that I embossed. It's two different designs. And I made side pockets out of them. On this one, I added a couple of labels. I believe that one's, I'm not sure who they're from. I'm not going to say. I did a little inking around the edges with some kind of pink ink. And then this is a vintage die cut with a little piece of lace under it. I don't know if you can, there. You can see that is one design, and then that is the other design. And then I just put a tag in each pocket, and these are tags that were in the Chapter 1 kit. And put some seam binding ribbon at the top. And then we're back to the back of the journal. So that's my little Papa Red journal. I hope you liked her. And as usual, when you see this video, I will have her listed in my Etsy shop. One thing I wanted to say, I almost forgot. On the cover, you may have noticed, or not, I did not cover the waxed linen that I use to bind the journal, and I just left that. If for whoever gets this journal, if you don't like it, then you can choose whatever you like to cover it. You could take a piece of lace and just lay over it, just glue it over it and cover that up. For some reason on this journal, I usually do cover them, but for some reason on this journal, I didn't want to. So I leave that up to whoever gets this journal. I appreciate each and every one of you that stops by, and I appreciate all your beautiful comments. You guys are the greatest. I tell you that all the time, I hope. And you mean a lot to me. So I'm sending you love and hugs, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.